So hello, and welcome to our first Talk Tuesday. Took me a while to get everything going between technical difficulties and finding the right webcam and getting things going. But we seem to be here now. So um, one of the people who check into my blog suggested that I talk about acceptance and how acceptance has played a part in my nude experience, both at Berkshire Vista and just in general. And I thought it was a good idea, and I think acceptance is key both when you're talking inwardly about your own sense of worth, your own body acceptance, body image, um, what you think about yourself, and being comfortable in your own skin and being able to feel free and validated and safe and secure in a socially nude environment. Um, I've had no problem with this. I've been very comfortable and very happy, and it's been an incredible experience so far. What's interesting to me is that my husband, who um, is quick to tell others that he's not a nudist, but his wife is. Um, he has expressed, he was talking to one of the guys up at BVR um, just a week and a half ago. And he came back to the car and he got in and he looked at me. He's like, I've never felt so accepted and so welcomed so quickly in my entire life. And for my husband, that's a big deal because he doesn't feel that a lot. He always feels kind of awkward in social settings, unless of course it has to do with video games. But he really is comfortable um, through the people that we've met, and I think part of that has to do with things I've mentioned in my blog before, and that others have come up to me and agreed with me on, and that is you can't make judgments about who you would or wouldn't talk to, or preconceived notions when you're in a socially nude situation, because you don't know anything about that person. Nothing is revealed. You have to go up and interact with the individual and make assessments and judgments and opinions based on their character, based on what they say and what they do, not what they're wearing or what kind of jewelry they have on or what kind of car they drive or what kind of uniform. Um, so I think there's a level of sincerity that occurs in a socially nude environment. And so it's been an incredible journey so far, both in being accepting of ourselves and being accepting of each other. I think bonds have also, what my husband was saying about things being or feeling so welcome so quickly is because I think bonds form a lot faster because they kind of have to. You have to click with someone or not click with someone pretty quick because you're seeing them in the raw, not just physically, but there's a level of defense, natural defensiveness that happens in social situations that I think goes away without this as a border or as a boundary to keep people at bay. Um, in my case, I think it's a little different in that there are certain things that don't change even when I'm naked. The color of my skin, my tattoos, but other than that, seeing me naked is something that changes people's perception. Someone who might have been a little more comfortable or less comfortable, seeing me in my professional clothes when I'm going to work or um, on the street or home in my PJs or in jeans and a shirt like I am right now, um, they can't make those kinds of snap decisions about me. They have to actually come and get to know me. And I think there's a willingness, even an eagerness among nudists, naturists, whichever title you prefer, to do that, to engage and find out, who are you and what are you about and what are your interests, and less about what you wear and what your style is or what eco-geographical area you live in or what your status is or any of that. So I think that's a big part of what is so unique to the naked experience, whether you consider yourself an at-home nudist, or whether you consider yourself a social nudist, I think is varied only by that factor. Because if you're a home nudist or someone who's comfortable being naked in their home or in their backyard, unless you're having friends over who are also naked, um, you're not going to get that same experience. And even then, they're your friends, so you've already made up your mind that you have something in common with them. But going to a campground or to a resort or to a beach where you don't know anyone and everyone is naked, I keep saying this to people who come up and talk to me about my blog, it's the great equalizer. Um, very few things make us all the same. Some human traits, things that make us human, compassion, anger, jealousy, love, those go across the board, but people always say death is the great equalizer. Being a mother, or a parent, but also nudity. It takes away all of those things that separate. And that's one of the reasons that I think it's a wonderful experience, and it's one that I hope more people learn about and are open to and realize can be helpful and healthy in, at the very least, in how we see ourselves and how we interact with each other and treat each other. And that could always stand some improvement, at least from my point of view. So that's my chat for this week, and I'll be back next Tuesday. And I look forward to any suggestions you may have for topics that you want to discuss or that you want me to discuss. You can either leave a comment on the blog section of my site, or you can email me directly at freeform71@yahoo.com. This is Kimberly, and this has been Tuesday Talk. Thanks.
Games, changes, and fears. When will they go from here? When will they stop? I believe that first.